Hi, it's Colin from Colin's Beauty Pages here. There's a lot of debate going on online now as a result of a video posted on the Huffington Post from a woman who hasn't shampooed her hair for 5 years. It's been picked up by the Beauty Brains and a lot of people have talked a lot about it, and I thought I ought to weigh in with my opinion on this. This isn't a new idea. I imagine lots of people have heard it before, and it sort of makes sense in the sense of shampoo is a relatively recent invention. It isn't really until the 1950s it became very widespread. I don't think my grandfather, for instance, ever used it. So it's something that human beings are obviously quite capable of living without. And do we really need it? The woman in the video, you can see her hair and it looks very nice indeed in that video, and so basically what's all the fuss about? Well, I've investigated this myself. I went through a period where I tried to see how long I could go without shampooing my hair. I must say the results were not very good. I've got very short hair and I've always had relatively short hair since I was a teenager, when I decided that was the kind of person I was, and I'd actually feel quite uncomfortable wearing long hair. What I found was that if I don't shampoo regularly, I normally shampoo every 1 or 2 days, I get a build-up of grease on my hair. It gets greasier and greasier and more horrible and unpleasant. So out comes the shampoo and away I go. There is a theory that the production of grease is controlled by a feedback loop from the amount of grease you have on your skin. So if you stop shampooing for a period of time, then the production of sebum reduces and your hair becomes less greasy. It didn't work for me, but as I say, I have short hair, and it is of course very unnaturally short. I choose to go to the barbers regularly and keep my hair at really quite a short length. Throughout human history, men have typically worn much longer hair. If my hair was longer, of course, the sebum would spread out across a longer hair shaft. Maybe I would not have nearly so much of a problem with it. It's an interesting idea. So what's going on? The sebum actually is not produced for fun. It serves a very real biological purpose. One thing is to keep the hair in good condition, and the other is it's got quite a strong antibacterial power. This is something that's only recently been discovered, and it's still, the details are still being worked out. But it's not the skin's only defense mechanism. The skin also produces nitric oxide, which is a potent antibacterial agent as well. It's quite likely, though this hasn't been investigated as far as I know, that the presence of the hair holds the air in the region of the scalp more still and makes the effect of the nitric oxide more effective. So by cutting my hair off, I'm actually really messing with my body's natural defences. If you've got much longer hair, it seems to me quite likely that the shampoo probably isn't doing as much good. The sebum is much more spread out, and it's probably there doing its job more and isn't making hair look unpleasant. So I could easily believe that shampooing is not necessary if you have long hair. Does it do any harm? Again, I don't think it does much harm, but I wonder if it does do some damage if you use it a lot. There's a lot of talk about sulfates being damaging in shampoo. This is, I think, nonsensical, but there is something in a lot of shampoos which could be harmful, and that's the sodium. Sodium basically is the bit in salt that gives salt its sort of damaging effect. You wouldn't rinse your hair in brine every day, and we all know that when you go for a swim in the sea where there's a lot of sodium around, your hair comes out all sort of unpleasant afterwards. And regular use of a shampoo containing sodium, I think, probably does, not hugely, but it probably does have some kind of effect in drying out your scalp a little bit more than it would be otherwise. I wouldn't want to exaggerate this effect. I don't think that it's doing you any medical damage. I don't think it's probably doing you very much damage at all, but equally, if you can get away without it, why wouldn't you? So I would think if you've got long hair that's in good condition, shampooing might be something you perhaps want to cut back on, or even withdraw from altogether. Those are my thoughts, and thanks for listening.